Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I am going to try my best to catch up with Rachel's challenge. And I can't remember what week this is, but this is the one where she did the little tabs and she stitched them out of material. Now I did go ahead and stitch two together just to see if my hand was going to let me do any stitching. And it worked pretty good, so I think I'll do more. If it gets to the point where it's bothering me, then I'll just glue them together. It's not a biggie. Either way, they'll work. If you don't stitch, then just glue yours together. Or if you don't have material, then just do it out of lace. If you don't have lace, do it out of paper. They're all going to be the same. They'll work the same. Now, I've just got some scraps piled out here. This is some scrap material that we had left over from the, was one of our journal kits last year, I think. And I like the frayed edges on mine, so I'm just going to fray this just a little bit. It's not something you have to do if you don't want to. Now, let's see. I guess I will start. Let's see. It's 5:05 right now, so we'll stop it at like 5:40, 5:50, something like that. Anyway, we'll stop it in a little bit. You know me, I can't keep up with time anyway. So, I don't have my phone right here with me, so we're just going to have to go by my watch today. Now, I'm just going to pick up some different materials and put them together. This is a little eyelet piece, and that little piece, and then we'll do a little piece of lace, and I'll probably trim this lace off. It's a little bit long. I like for them to be stacked looking, and for one to be a little bit shorter than the next. And then I think on top of that, what will I put? Let's see. So this is my problem. I like all of it, and I want to put all of it on there. You know what? Let's try a little piece of this. This is some, and it's probably going to ravel out really bad. I don't know. We'll see. This is some lace trim that I got, I think off of Amazon maybe. And let's just put that on there, and we'll just couch it on. And if you don't know what couching is, all you're doing is just taking your thread from one side over to the other just to hold it on. You're not actually stitching through. We might stitch through, I don't know. We'll see which one we want to do. And I'm just going to cut a short piece. And like I said, this does ravel real easy if you don't put something on the end of it. But I'm not going to worry about it right this minute. I just think that's cute. Now, I did go ahead and thread some needles. Just because I knew that I probably wouldn't be able to thread them on camera. So I did go ahead and thread 3 or 4 different colors, I think, if I don't unthread this one. Now, this needle is kind of a large needle. Most of them are smaller than this. But this is a large needle with a large eye. And see, I'm just coming up on one side of that, and I'm going to go down on the other. And I'm just using a light blue thread. This is a DMC thread, I do believe. It's been many, many years since I've done a lot of stitching, so Rachel is challenging me. Okay. Now, in that one, I actually went down in the lace, and that's okay. It'll hold it. I'm doing that just so that hopefully it won't ravel out. But it would hold even if you just go across it. You make that stitch. So basically, what we're doing is that right there. You can see that light thread across there. And I'm just poking it up through there from the bottom, and then you go over to the other side and then just pull it down, and you're going to pull it kind of tight. You don't want it to be loose so that it'll hold all that. So come up on that side and then just go over here and go down. And like I said, my needle is a little bit large, so it's not wanting to poke very well through all of this, but if you use a smaller one, it'd be a little bit easier. This is just one that I happen to have right here at my desk. So I just went ahead and threaded it. Okay, now right here where it's trying to ravel, I'm just going to try to poke that back in under there. A little bit like that, and then I'm going to put a stitch down through there. There we go. I'll probably just put a couple of stitches at the end just to hold it. I don't mind it raveling some, but I don't want it to come all the way undone. There we go. There we go. That'll hold. So that's what that looks like. And you could go ahead and ravel this back if you wanted to, or cut it off at a little angle. I'm just going to run my thread back through and go to the back side, and then I'm just going to tie a knot. Or really, I'm not tying a knot. You just loop it. What you do is you run it through just the bottom layer of material, and then you just hook it in that little loop and then pull it, and it makes a little knot down there so that that doesn't come loose. There we go. So there's another one. That's cute. I like that. All right, so let's see what we got now. Now I stamped on this, and this is just a piece of thin canvas, so I thought I might use that too. And I also love to use burlap in my tabs and things like this, so we're going to use a piece of this burlap, and I'm just going to pull a little bit of that thread out there. Now let's see what we're going to put on it. Let's put a little piece of this eyelet on top, maybe like that. Then, you know what, we could put a little piece of red on there. That doesn't look bad. Let's see. I'm going to put something else on first, though. Let's grab a little piece of this. Now, this is some material that someone sent to me, and I haven't shown that package yet, but I wanted to use a little piece of this because I loved that coloring in there. So I grabbed a piece of this out, but I'll be showing that later on in the week. Okay, we'll put a piece of that on there, and then, I don't really want the red on there now. What about a light blue? Here's some light blue lace. Oh, that's pretty. And it does cover up that top, so let's just try this. Let's put it underneath. Like that. And then put that little piece on top like that. So just kind of alternate it back and forth. Let's try that. What needle do we want to use? I think I'm going to use this one with the brown thread in it. Let's just do some brown. Sometimes I like the thread showing on top, so I use a kind of a contrasting color. If you don't want your stitches to show, then you can use the same color. Okay. So let's do that. Now I just tie my knot the old-fashioned way, like my mother taught me. I never have done the quilter's knot. Well, I have done it many years ago, but I don't do it often because to me the other way is a lot simpler. And I'll show you how I do that in a minute. Okay. Get that back threaded again. And then instead of just stabbing, I think I can just go back and forth on this one. Like that. And all I'm doing is I'm just going down, and then I'm pulling it back up just as close as I can. You can do larger stitches, smaller stitches, it doesn't matter. Okay, do back and forth, just up and down like that. And I should have got my thimble out. And then one more right here. And of course, the smaller your needle is, the smaller you can get your stitches, of course. Or that's the way I find it anyway. So then we're just going to put a couple more in here, and that should be enough. And you could just stitch right down the center. That would work too. You don't have to stitch all the way around it like I'm doing. But I just did that. Just a little stitch so that I don't need that little house to show. And then I'll just go to the back, and you're just going to run that in there and then pull your needle through that loop and tighten it. And I do it about 2 times just so that it doesn't come out. So pull your needle through there and then tighten it up, and there you go. Got it knotted on the back. And there's another little piece. Isn't that cute? I like those. All right, let's see what we want to do now. Let's start off with this piece. This is some canvas. And then we'll just put that on there. And this is a piece of material that someone sent me, and they had my package wrapped in that. So then we shall let's just put a little tiny piece of this red on top, because that flower has got kind of a red in the center there. Let's do it like that. I like that. And then I think I'll use, let's see, I have a pink needle threaded here. Okay. Now, the way I tie my knots, and I've already got a knot tied in this one, but I just wrap it around my finger one time, and then I roll it off, and that makes the knot when you pull it. But you could do the quilter's knot if you want. That works too. Okay, I think on this one we might just go right down the center of it. Let's just go right down the middle. And I'm just going to do some little running stitches. I'm just doing my material back and forth, bringing my needle up and down. And I'm not worrying about if my stitches are short, long. I don't care if they're exactly the same. It works anyway. That's what we have right there. And see, that's already finished. So then all we have to do is just tie it off on the back. There we go. And all of this is DMC thread. It's just the embroidery thread. There we go. So there's another. All right, what shall we use now? This is a piece of just regular material, just some cotton material, and I'm going to put that down like that and leave that little lace part, eyelet part sticking off there. Then I think, what else shall we use? This is pretty. This is a scrap that I had. We can put that on there. Nope, I don't want that one on there with that other. So what else are we going to use? Let's see. Well, let's use a piece of this scrap material, or scrap lace right here. There's a piece of scrap lace. And then I want to add just a tiny bit of color to it. So we're going to use just a little piece of this pink lace on there. And I'm just going to cut it about halfway so that you can still see both laces. So you can see the white lace, and then you can see that pink lace too. And we're just going to do this in the pink thread. Now, this is how I do. I just pull it down. I roll it around my finger, and then I just roll it off and then pull on it, and there's my knot. So you can do either one, that one or the quilter's knot. Okay. I'm just kind of going across this one. Well, I'll be doggone. I let my thread come out of my needle again. I very seldom do that. I don't know why it's coming in threaded. I guess because I'm not holding it tight enough with this hand. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, got that run across there. And I think I'm just going to skip right over here to this side, and then I'm just going to make an X on that. Whoops, did I just stitch that on there? Yes, I did. I don't want that stitched on there. So instead of taking that stitch out, I'm just going to cut that piece of material a little bit so my thread will slide out of it. Hopefully without cutting my thread. There we go. We got that out. Okay. Now I just skipped over to the other side, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go back across it. So I'm just making kind of an X. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm just going to go through to the back side and pull that through. And then again, we're just going to tie it off. So if you have little scrap pieces of lace, material, even paper, then pull them out and you can do this with them. Now, like I said, if you don't want to stitch, if you don't do any stitching, then you can just glue it together. That will work too. Gluing it works well too. So do either one that's most comfortable for you. I'm going to cut this out. And we're going to use that. There we go. So we've got that. Now what can we put down? Let's put that piece on the bottom. And maybe a piece of lace under that. Like that. And I think I'm going to put a button on this one. Sometimes I like buttons on them. And I may even put buttons on the other ones too. I may put a button right there just like that. All right, let's grab our brown thread again. Now, if you use a Fabri-Tac on this, Fabri-Tac glue, then this will hold. You can just glue them together with Fabri-Tac. All right, I'm going to stitch my pieces together first, and then I'll come back and just sew my little button on there. And I'm just going to put in a few stitches because my button's really going to hold them all together. So let's just do that right there, and then we'll put our button on top. Put him right there. And this button has the 4 holes, so we'll just do a couple of X's here, and that should hold everything nice and tight. Okay, so there is that. Okay. So there's that one. I like that. I like it. So now let's see what we want to do. Let's just do one that's just completely all lace. Nothing else but lace. So let's just lay some different pieces up here. We've got that one. We've got that one. We've got this one that we can put on the back. And then we've got a nice little pink one here. And then we got a red one. Let's put that on there like that. Oh, let's maybe, hold on. Hold that thought. Let's put a blue one on there. Oops, sorry about that. Let's put a blue piece. Oh yeah, I like that. That will work good. Just kind of even them up a little bit. Okay, come on. All right, that's how we're going to put it together right there. And I think I'll use this blue thread. I'll tell you what, let's use this dark blue thread. We haven't used it yet. And this is another big needle. But I'm just going to go right down through the center of this. I've already got a knot. So we're just going to run right down the middle. And you can just kind of pull it back out when it puckers up a little bit. Just pull on it a little and it'll be fine. It will straighten back out. So there is that one. Let's go ahead. I think I'm going to need to put some stitching over here. And I'm just going to come, let's see. Let's just go back up so that we can catch this piece right here because I didn't catch all of it. So let's go back up and we'll catch that little piece. And I'm just going to slide over to this side. And I'm going to put some tiny stitches in there. Well, not too tiny, but just some little stitches. Just enough to catch that. So we got that. And make sure I don't need to go back. I think that's enough. We'll just go ahead and tie it off. So there is that one. And you could also, oh look, that would be cute. You could put a blue button on the top of that one. Let's just go ahead and do that. I just saw that blue button laying over there. Thought that might be pretty. Okay, which side? Let's just do this side. And this just has the 2 holes, so we'll just go through a couple of times. And that'll be enough to hold it. So drag out those vintage buttons too, because now you know that you can do this with them. Okay, now let's tie that off. Oops. Well, I got a knot in there somehow, so we're going to leave it. I'm going to go beside it and try to salvage this. There we go. That'll work. I've got like 5 or 6 stitches back there, so even though we have that little knot, we're not going to worry about that. I'm just going to leave it because I'll glue that down anyway, so it's not going to come out. All right, let's see what else we can do. So, what do we have now? Just looking through here. I want to do more with burlap, and I think that would look good on the burlap right there. And this is just some scrap pieces of burlap that I had in my stash. I don't really want it quite that long. So then we'll put that one on top, and let's grab another piece to put on top of that. Let's cut that off. And then a little piece of trim. That would be pretty right there. This is a vintage trim that I got, I think, from Cindy a few years ago, I do believe. There we go. And I can always spray that one later when I start gluing it down if I want to. And I think I'm going to have to stitch this in with this brown. So let's hope that I got enough. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to do one running stitch right down the middle, and I'm just going to try to catch all the pieces of that lace as I can. Oops, look at that. That's the problem with having short thread. I have to get it up here where I can see it to thread it, so. Since this lace has got little holes in it, we're just catching what we can, the different little pieces. All right. I think that is going to do it for that one. And let me see if I want to put just a little tiny button right in the middle of that. See if I have a little one right here. These are some buttons that you got in your, I think it was March kit, E-Club kit. There it is right there. I saw one down in there I wanted to use, but couldn't get to it. So if you still got those buttons and you want to do something like this, you can drag those buttons out and use them. I never throw a button away. If we're getting ready to do away with some old clothes or something that are no good and nobody can get any use out of them, if they have buttons on them, I cut the buttons off. I keep them. Okay, I think one more, and that's all I'm going to have thread for. There we go. That'll hold, and then see if we can do our little knot here. And I'm using 3 strands of this DMC thread. I just separated it to 3 strands. It comes in 6 strands, and I just separated it to 3. So there is that one. Cute. Let's see what time we got. Well, we still got time. All Alright, I don't have any more brown, so let me lay that over there. We can still do more. Let's see what we got here. We could do another one with this. That's pretty. Let's just grab some different things and put on here and not worry about what colors are going with what, and if it looks the right way. Sometimes that makes a prettier piece than trying to match everything up. Grab a little piece of that yellow and put right on top. That's cute. Now what are we going to stitch it with? Let's just stitch it with this green. I don't think I've used the green yet. And it's threaded, and so I don't have to rethread my needle. Do I have a knot in it though? Nope. Okay. And then I'm just going to go right down the middle again and just do a little running stitch. I'm using a very tiny needle now, so I'm just going to have to go one at a time. Oh, and this is going to try to tangle on me. There we go. Alright, there we go. And I don't think I'm going to put a button on this one. I don't have a button here that I want to put on there. I'd like to put a pink one on there, but I don't have a pink button right here at my desk, so we're just going to tie this off. You could always add a button later when you start to put it on. You can just glue it on there. And this thread is trying its best to tangle on me, so it's giving me a hard time. There we go. All right. Okay, there's that one. And now what I'm going to do, my hand is starting to bother me a little bit, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue some together, and then we're also going to we're going to do some paper and glue some paper together too. So let me go ahead and get my glue ready. Get it down to the bottom and get it ready. All right. So I think I'm gonna fold that lace up like that and put that on there. And then we'll come back with maybe a piece of this on there. And then a little piece of lace. Let's just do that one right there, like that. So what I'm going to do is go under here, and I'm just going to put some lace in the middle. I'm going to press that down, and then I'm going to go to the next layer, put some glue. Did I say lace? Put some glue right in the middle. And press that one down, and then do the same here, and then right here on top. I usually just glue it right in the middle, and that's plenty enough. I'm just going to cut this little piece right here off. And like that, and then you can just let that dry, and you've got another one there. So let's do a few really quick. That one, let's see, a little piece of burlap, just a little tiny piece of burlap. I got glue on my fingers and now everything's sticking to me. What else? Let's do a little piece of this. And then I am going to put a button right on the top in the middle. And let's try this one. Right there. And there we go. That cute. All right, let's do a few with just some paper. Let's grab some scrap paper over here. Rachel said that we could do it with paper if we wanted to. So let's do some with paper, because some of you may not have material and you may rather do them with paper. And that's fine. There's no problem with that. I like the ones with paper too. Usually, if I'm going to do them with paper, I ink all around them, but I'm not going to ink these. I'm just going to lay some things down. Grab a little piece of this. Put that down right there. And then let's try a piece of this. I think this is actually from one of Rachel's kits, I believe. So that would be fitting, wouldn't it? There. And then we could always put a focal point on there if we wanted to. I could put that on there. And then if you wanted to, you could come around that with some ink. Or you could ink each individual piece if you wanted to, if you had rather do that. And there you go. Got that one. All right, let's try another. Let's do a little piece of this. And a little piece of music page. And what else have we got? Let's tear out one of these and do this little purple flower here. Okay, now on these I'm going to ink around each one of them before I lay them down, and let's see if it looks any different. Okay, put that down. We'll go with that one next. And then we'll put the flower right on top. Oh, I like that. Whoops. It's cute. All right, so I think that is time up. Time's up. But isn't that cute? Look at all of these. And like I said, you can go back and put buttons on them if you want to. You could put buttons on each one. You could wait until you start to put them in your journal. Now this is the way that I would use these. Just grab our journal out. And let's just say we want to put one on this page. What you would do is you would just glue it right here and put it down like that. Now this bugs me that this is a little bit crooked. Most people that would not bother, but me it does. So I would put that down just like that. So as a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do it. Now you're just going to put glue on the side that you're gluing down. You're going to leave it sticking out like that. And there is your little tab. Look at that, I put it in the exact spot I have that one. That's okay, because I'm going to put more in there. And then you could just go ahead and fray that there. Isn't that cute? Look at that. I like that. Let's put one more in here somewhere. Let's find a spot that we don't have anything. Right here would be a good spot. Let's find one that would go with this pretty good. Oh, we could put the red on there. And see, I like the buttons on them. I really do. Oh, let's put this one on there. I like that one. So let's put this one down here at the bottom. This one is stitched. So see, it doesn't matter if they're stitched or glued or paper or material. They're going to work the same. They're going to be your little tabs for your pages. There we go. Little tab. You could put something on the back if you wanted to, but that doesn't bother me with it showing like that. So I'm just going to leave that. I like that. I may come back and put something in there. As a matter of fact, hang on just a second. What would this look like? Just this little piece of bling right down the middle. Let's do that. And I know you're saying, I can't believe you're not putting black. Well, this time we're going to go with white. And see, this doesn't have very much dimension, so it's not going to be a problem at all as far as adding too much dimension to our journal. See that? That cute. Oh, I'm going to be adding those all through here. See, I need another one right in the middle somewhere. And I'll probably, let's put one. Let's see, we've got one way back there. We've got one there. Let's add one right in here in the middle. So which one do we want to put here? Maybe this one? Oh, I like that. Let's put that one there. Or we could put this one. This is the one out of just paper. That would be pretty too. I don't know which one to put now. I think I'm going to go, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one and put that one down. These are quick and easy to make. And I think they look really good. I'm sliding it down a little bit because I may add another one up that way. Look at that. Oh, I love that. Look. Isn't that cute? Oh, I'm excited now. I want to use all of them in here. All right, that is the tutorial for today. That is Rachel or Roxy's weekly challenge. The hashtag will be below. You can go over and check out all the different people who are participating in her challenge. And I will lay these out and take a photo of them so that you can get a good look at them. So grab out those scraps. They don't have to be material. If you don't have material, just grab out your scraps of your paper or laces, or if you have some old clothes, cut those clothes up and just make some material out of them where you can add some pretty tags in here. You can also, if you don't want to make this into a tag, you could also just use it like that. Glue the bottom down and let it be a little tuck. Or these you could do the same way. Just glue it down here, glue the bottom down and let it be a little tuck, or just glue it all the way down if you wanted to. Lots of different ways that you can use these. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.